Many of you have written to me either in comments or to my constituency office or on Twitter. Many of you have asked this week a question that, frankly, I'm not even sure I have the answer to, but I want to break it down for you because this is an issue that has not gotten a lot of mainstream media attention, but it's an important one. And that is that there is an unelected Liberal man who is apparently getting secret briefings from cabinet ministers while Parliament is prorogued. And that, of course, that unelected man is Mark Carney. I'm going to break this issue down for you, what I know, what my concerns are, what I'm kind of hearing, and why I think this is happening. Before I do that, though, you guys know that Parliament's prorogued, so the Liberals don't want my voice to be out there. They don't want me telling you what I'm hearing, what's happening, raising my concerns. The Liberals have Bill C-18, C-11. These are censorship bills, which provide news bans in Canada. I am trying to communicate with you through all of these Liberal blockages. And the way that you can help me do that is to click on the link that's in the comments. Every week I'm doing a wrap-up podcast on what I'm hearing while Parliament's prorogued. I'm also writing articles to you. And when you click subscribe on the link that's in the comments, if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be in the video description. It allows me to get through these censorship bills, Parliament prorogation, Liberal bias in broadcasters like the CBC, and even algorithmic bias in some of these platforms. And if you click subscribe on that, it's free. It allows me to directly communicate with you. And that is so important right now. So please, I'm trying to take the time to communicate with you so you can help me get these words out. Please click subscribe. It is free and it allows me to directly communicate with you. Okay, so Mark Carney getting briefings. So last week, in the middle of the American trade tariff threat, Mark Carney, who is sort of being coronated to be the Liberal leader, he made a comment that he was getting briefed by Liberal cabinet ministers on this issue. Now, to take a step back and reemphasize, Mark Carney is not elected. He's not a parliamentarian. He's never held elected office. He's never put his name on a ballot. I don't even think he's knocked a door of a normal person in Canada. So this is not somebody who holds office. However, the Liberal leadership race is going to select the next Prime Minister of Canada. It's this very strange thing that a completely unelected man could become Prime Minister of Canada, but that doesn't afford him the right to have secret meetings with or briefings with Liberal cabinet ministers. So he came out and he bragged about this on national news. And that sort of raised a lot of alarm bells for people, and rightly so, because first of all, he's unelected, so he wouldn't have gone through secret clearance. The second thing is that he has a lot of, we don't know what some of his conflicts of interest might be. He's held senior board appointments on a lot of really big multi-billion-dollar companies. We don't know what his compensation package looked at. So he hasn't gone through the traditional ethics screening route that somebody like me, a member of Parliament, would have to go through, right? He's also not subject, well, we don't know this. He might be, we don't know, to some of the accountability mechanisms that public office holders are supposed to be accountable to. The same time, though, for the last 5 years, he's been advising the Liberal Party in senior capacities. In 2020, he was named as Justin Trudeau and the Liberals' COVID-19 advisory committee something. Then he was a senior economic advisor. Last fall, he was announced that he was essentially going to be coming up with the Liberals' economic fiscal policies. So you have this unelected man that has all of these super big connections to these big companies who's saying that he's getting briefings from cabinet ministers on the trade issue. Now, at the same time, the Liberals have done what? They've locked me out of Parliament. So I've gone through elections. I've gained pluralities, majority pluralities in my riding. And I can't go into Parliament to raise questions in parliamentary committees. I don't know what's going on. I can't, they have completely shut me out. And so by virtue of shutting me out, they've shut 120,000 people. And think about how many people that is. Like, if you've ever been to a hockey game or a football game, think about how many people that facility holds and then multiply it to get to 120,000 people. That's how many people that Justin Trudeau has silenced by shutting me out of Parliament, right? And all of my colleagues. But yet somehow Mark Carney is getting, and bragging about it, getting briefings from cabinet ministers. So some of you have said, like, well, what do you think about this? Well, obviously that's ridiculous. It's crazy. There was a column that was written in the National Post about this week, but mainstream media is just crickets on this. In fact, there was Rosemary Barton on the CBC had a panel where she was kind of repeating liberal talking points, saying like, well, we don't really need parliament, right? So folks, this is wrong. The long and the short of it is, for those of you who have written me, yeah, I know about this, and it is wrong. And it's also wrong that the public doesn't have a bigger understanding of what's happening here, right? You've got an unelected man who hasn't gone through ethics screenings, who has major board appointments and compensation packages and stuff or has had them in the past. I don't know, from these big companies. He's been advising the Liberal government for years. A lot of the Liberals' policies have been his. He's about to become prime minister without being elected, and Parliament is shuttered. So what does that sound like to you? Does it sound like a democracy? Of course it doesn't. So folks, what I want to say to you is this. When you watch, or when you think about a country facing a really serious crisis, or facing sort of some big apocalyptic moment, you often think about like these Hollywood blockbusters where aliens come in and do something, right? But this is a slow boil situation where our country is being eroded from the inside, drip by drip by drip by drip. And you've got national broadcasters normalizing this situation, even through their silence, right? And this is not normal. In a democracy, we shouldn't have an unelected man getting briefings from cabinet ministers when he doesn't have a security clearance. He's been advising the Liberal government on policies while he's held senior board appointments, and while I am locked out of Parliament. I can't ask parliamentary, I can't use parliamentary committees to get to some of the bottom of these issues. So folks, this is actually one of those scenarios where our democracy is being eroded. And if you think this is fine, you are wrong. You are very wrong. So today, I know a lot of you will be getting together with people, maybe you're going to a Super Bowl party or something like this. Respectfully raise this issue with other people. Share this video today. Help me get this word out, because this is not normal. If we accept this situation as normal, we're accepting that our democracy isn't functioning, and we're, sort of accepting somewhere between an autocracy and a kleptocracy with the Liberal Party of Canada, just thinking that they have this automatic hegemony of power where they don't have to be accountable to the people. Why is Mark Carney getting secret briefings from Liberal cabinet ministers, and I can't even exercise my rights that have been given to me by the Canadian people as a parliamentarian in parliamentary committees? That's not right. If you're watching this and you do vote Liberal or the NDP, look, it is a democracy. You have a right to do that. But if there's one thing you and I should side on, it's that this situation that's happening is wrong. It is fundamentally wrong. And the fact that it's not getting more attention is also wrong. So folks, we're at this period of time where the Liberals are doing everything that they can to silence voices like mine. They really are. They're taking away any tools that I have to get messages like this out. And so this is why I ask you, the number one thing that you can do to help me and help others who are fighting this fight is to share this video, subscribe to this content. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. And as I said, there's a link in the comments that allows you to directly subscribe to my Substack, and that allows me to get this into your inbox for free. I'm not going to spam you, but we know that the Liberals have put everything in place to downgrade content like this, right? They actually have put in place bills to censor news on social media platforms. They've shut down Parliament. And, I'm not going to give up this fight, because I believe in Canada. I do. I believe in the people of this country. But folks, what's happening now is really bad. This is not normal. I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. How does he get briefings from cabinet ministers, and I can't even go to a parliamentary committee to ask basic questions about the state of the nation's finances? I'll just close with this. The Liberals, there's something called the public accounts, okay? And this is if you can imagine a balance sheet for an accounting of everything that somebody spent over a year. The public accounts for last year, 2023-2024, was 9 months late. And they didn't table them till the last day of Parliament. There hasn't been any scrutiny on that. And now Parliament is shuttered, and they're talking about spending billions of dollars more. It's my job, and it's why my constituents pay my salary to scrutinize things like that, to ask questions. And these guys have just shut off that ability overnight. And now they're unelected, coronated liberal leadership candidate. Like, guys, he's getting secret briefings from cabinet ministers with no security clearance. Come on. It's brutal. So share this video, talk to people about this, let them understand that you don't think it's normal. And then hopefully we can, get Parliament reopened. That's what I'm fighting for. And I'm going to fight for my constituents. But you can help me by sharing this video, clicking subscribe, and knowing that all is not well. Working hard for you. Have a great day.